Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This webinar will start in exactly 1 minute. Good afternoon. This webinar offers closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, click on the live transcript button on the bottom of your screen and choose your preferred method. Welcome to the Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection webinar. Please note any website or email that I mentioned will be posted in the chat box. For those seeking business license assistance, you can visit us here at City Hall or call 312-74-GO-BIZ. Also, business license can be applied for or renewed online at chicagobusinessdirect.org. If you are a part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program, you can get credit for joining this webinar by sending an email to bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. To learn more about this program, please visit chicago.gov/business education. Also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available at youtube.com/Chicago BACP. We would like to encourage all attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box to send your questions. There will be a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. Please note that the views, information, and opinions expressed during this webinar are solely those of the presenter and does not necessarily represent the official policies or position of the Department of Business Affairs, Consumer Protection, or the City of Chicago. At this time, I will now turn this webinar over to Rosalind from SCORE Chicago for us to begin.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. As always, I'm having technical difficulties. I was able to get my background up, but you can't see me. But you can see that The Devil Wears Prada is one of my favorite movies. But trust and believe, I'm going and smiling with you. But I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about Chicago SCORE. Our mission and goal at Chicago SCORE is to help with current business owners, new business owners, and those aspiring to be business owners, to help them grow and develop and take their business to the next level. SCORE Chicago is comprised of entrepreneurs, corporate and executive managers with a diverse background and a diverse industries. If you are looking to have answers to help your business grow, get your business started, or just elevate your business, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chicago SCORE because we are here to help. At this time, I would like to take the time to introduce my cohort, Fernando Munez. I've had a great pleasure of working with him on several projects. He as well is also a mentor and volunteer at SCORE Chicago. He's also the Vice Chair of Diversity and Inclusion at Chicago SCORE. He owns a small consulting business that was started during COVID. Throughout his entrepreneurial and professional career, he has worked in various spaces such as hospitality, construction, as well as the design industry. One thing I can tell you about Fernando is that he has a strong passion for helping people and sharing his expertise and knowledge. And at this time, I would like to turn it over to Fernando to really talk to us about today's presentation of preparing for the holiday rush. Fernando?
Thank you very much, Rosalind. And hello, everybody. My name is Fernando Nunez. And thank you very much for joining us here today. And today's topic, we're going to be discussing preparing for the holiday rush. So October is over, Halloween's kind of passed, and we are getting pretty close to Thanksgiving. And right after that is Christmas. So we have to get ready, right? So that's what today's talk is going to be about. Right. Let me just move something really quick. Alrighty, so an overview of what we're going to be discussing today. So the holidays are a great time to acquire new clients, give a boost to your year's revenue. And so here's what we're going to be discussing: the marketing cycle, sales goals and your ticket average and your hourly shop rate, redeveloping your ideal holiday client. We're going to go through the customer experience, tips to increase sales, and what to do after the holidays. And I will be stopping periodically throughout the presentation to see if there's any particular questions on certain topics. If nothing comes up, then there will also be a Q&A at the end. Okay, so just a quick statistics. You know, on average, $1,802 is spent per person, and that's what's expected to be spent this year for the 2022 holiday season. In 2021, $886 billion was spent during the holiday season. 68% of people expect higher prices this year due to everything that's going on, along with inflation and the rising costs. And 24% of shopping is done online. Now, this study was done by Deloitte. So this is just a couple numbers so you guys can start to understand and really grasp and get a picture of, you know, what people are spending during the holidays, getting into the mindset that people know and are expecting to pay more for their products and services this year just because of everything that's been going on. And if you are not paying attention or not selling online, it might be a good idea to do so, as statistics shows that on average 24% of shopping for the holiday time is done online. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so this is just another branch, right? It's a specific topic because it's the holiday time, but I just wanted to show you guys this chart of the marketing cycle. Okay, how it starts, where you are in your cycle, and how it's always revolving, right? You're never really done marketing. It's not like one day you have a marketing plan, you execute it, and bam, you're done with business. No, it's a continuous living, breathing cycle. And so we're going to start off with a little bit of research, work into our planning, and then we're going to produce the product or service. We're going to distribute it, and we're going to analyze the sales from those from the products that were produced. And then we're going to adjust, repurpose, do more research, and start it all over again. Okay, so just keep this in mind as you are planning for your holiday times, as you're planning for your advertising or whatever changes you're going to be making to your store, that there's always a cycle, right? You're researching, you find out, you get your information from the research, you execute whatever it was that you planned, you take a look at it again, and you adjust. Okay, sometimes I feel like that's where businesses start to change. And not in a good way, because they don't keep up with the times, or they don't adjust with what's going on in the current market, any existing trends. Okay, so just keep this in mind. And at the end as well, I'm gonna give you guys a link. It's gonna give you access to the whole presentation. So you can take notes for yourself, of course, but then you will have access to this at the end. Okay, so research and planning. Let's talk about sales goals. What does your monthly sales look like on average? All right, so what we're gonna do is you're going to take your sales goal of whatever it is that you're planning on, that you think you're going to be making either November and December, and you really should take that number and increase it by 30%. Why do I say that? We always underestimate ourselves. And every time I'm taking a look at someone's planning and we take a look at their numbers afterwards, the sales are always a lot higher, right? Especially when there's a plan to execute and you execute the plan, the sales, right? Just by doing the initial stages, you're going to see an increase in it. All right, and how are we going to do that? We're going to take a look at the ticket average. All right, so what do we tend to do when we're trying to increase sales? We want to bring in more people, we want to sell more stuff, and what we forget to do is the clients that you have in your store, in your physical store, or on your website purchasing from you, right? They're already there, right? You've done the work with your advertising, you've done the work to educate them about your products or service. Now they're in your place of business, or now they're on your website. But we haven't executed or planned correctly on how to increase your ticket average, right? So what does this do? It's more dollars per person with fewer clients to handle, okay? So this is another way of thinking about it. Instead of getting more customers, what can you be doing in your business to increase what you sell to each customer that does step into the door, okay? So let's take a look at what the average is per average sale per customer. What products or service can you add to increase that sale, right? So if you're offering products, are there complementary products that you can kind of combine with? Or if you're selling a service, are there any upgrades or any additional services that you can add, even if it's just by a few dollars, depending on what product or service you're selling, that you can add just to increase that ticket price? And obviously for one client, it might not be a lot, right, that you're increasing the ticket for, but over the life of this next holiday season and the hundreds or maybe even thousands of clients that you're going to see, depending on your business, you know, that's how you get to that 30% is by increasing your ticket average. we got to find out what your hourly shop rate is, right? If you have a sales goal and you do have a ticket average, but you're still making less than what you're supposed to be making for your shop, then it kind of doesn't make sense. How do you know how much you're supposed to be making for yourself and for your business? Very simple equation here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your personal expenses and your business expenses. You're going to add them together. Most people on this webinar, most people that we speak to are individual independent business owners, and some have multiple locations, but most people is just you working your business. And so you just have to cover your expenses, maybe some labor for employees, but your expenses and your business expenses, right? And what you're going to do is you add those together for 1 week or for the month, apologies, for the month. And let's say your shop, your store is open 40 hours a week. It's 160 hours a month. Okay. For example, what I like to do is take $10,000 in expenses, $6,000 for a business, and let's say $4,000 for me. And that's how much I need to survive in a month. So $10,000 divided by 160 hours that our store is open in a month. And that gives us an hourly rate of $62.50, if I'm correct. So that's an example, right? My hourly shop rate or my store rate or my hourly minimum would be $62.50 that I have to produce in order for me to make my expenses. Now, once you have that hourly rate figure, now from there, you can develop your sales goals. Now you can know how much more you can add to your ticket to increase your ticket average, right? This is how we start to get numbers and how we can start to make plans. So now we know how much we have to make an hour to survive and to stay afloat. But we're going to surpass those numbers. So we're going to increase those sales goals by 30%. And now, since we know how much we have to make an hour, we know what we can add to our product or service to increase our ticket average. All right. So now we know. And then after that, we have to find out who our best client is, right? We have to find out the best client that we want to do business with, right? Just because you have a product or service and that everybody wants, maybe you don't want to do business with everybody and you only want to do business with certain people with certain age, demographics, median income. And we're going to go through this in a second, but you create a target market. So now you have a specific demographic of group of people that you're going to sell your specific product or service that you know is looking and will pay the premium that you're requesting for your product or service. Okay, so let's find your target market. Okay, so your holiday client, and this is what rolls into what I was saying about target market. So if you know your target market, is your holiday market the same? All right, so maybe some of you guys have gone through other programs and you've already developed your target market, your avatar of the best client that you could possibly have. Usually it's made up of age, sex, location, where they're living, their median household income, and where they are in their life. Are they just starting out a new career? Are they transitioning careers? Are they maybe having a family, or are they becoming empty nesters, right? So where are they in their life? Now, that's during the regular year. The holiday market's a little bit different, right? Because people are changing perspectives or changing minds. Now we're buying gifts for other people, right? So you take your regular target market that you have developed for your business throughout the year, and we're going to add a little bit to it. Your new target for the holiday time, where are they shopping? Are they going to be shopping in person? Are they going to be shopping online? Are they going to be shopping at pop-ups or certain markets that are made for holiday times? The product or service that you're selling, is it scarce, right? Is there a limited quantity of that product or service that you are providing? And then is your market, is this holiday market that you are now seeking, will they pay higher rates for exclusivity? Reason being, because this is the time where people buy more, so there's fewer products to go around. So will the market pay the new rate that you're requesting for your product or service that you're selling? All right, so that's something to think about. Okay. So from here, we'll go to the experience. All right. So have you put processes in place to ensure the best experience when shopping with you? I just want to double check something to make sure I'm on this right slide. Yes. Okay. Okay. So now we've gone through the process. You've found your target market. Okay. So you've gone through this and you had the age, sex, location, income, and time of life. and you've kind of done your research and you're seeing where people are shopping. All right. Now we've done all this, we have the products in place, we have the price right. Now, is the experience set up properly? And what do I mean by experience, right? Think about every time you go into a store or online to make a purchase, and there's little things that prevent you from making a purchase, whether it's the machine's not working, or maybe the store doesn't have change, or the product is out of stock, or the facilities are dirty, things like that, right? That's all a part of the experience, the environment that you're living. So right now, because you'll most likely get an influx of new clients, you want to have the best impression when they come and see your place of business for the first time. So it's a good time to take a look at your location and see how you're setting up your client's experience. We're going to dive deeper into it. All right. So the customer experience, I feel, has three stages: pre-sale, during the sale, and post-sale. So what do we look at before the sale, or what are customers thinking about when they're looking to purchase a product or service? First thing, one of my pet peeves is the biggest one is, can you be located? There's been times where I'm looking for a product or a service, and I know the name of the company, and I look it up on Google Maps, or I look it up on any browser, and I just can't find it, right? So how difficult is it for your potential client or your existing client that's maybe sharing your name? How easy is it for them to locate you and your place of business, to do business with you, even if you're strictly online? What are you doing to make sure that you are online? Have you put yourself on Google Maps? Okay, can you be contacted? If you have a website, social media, or if you're doing any kind of flyers, anything at all, right? Is the information to contact you, to reach you, your phone number, your email address, your website, is it on somewhere that's very visible right up front, so people can do business with you? So is it easy to be contacted? And so again, just to reiterate, while we're going through this, these are things that you should be thinking about to prepare for this big push that's going to come for you, right? Because what's going to happen is, let's say this stuff that I have right here in front of you isn't set up, you're going to have little failures throughout the holiday seasons, and you're going to be rushing a lot to adjust these things. So these are areas that you are going to prepare to get you through the holiday rush pretty seamless, without frustration. Okay, so bullet number 3, are your products and services priced right? All right, so now that I know that you know how much your hourly rate is and how much you want to be making an hour for your shop or for your online store in your place of business, right? Is your product, is your service competitively priced, right? And it doesn't always have to mean that you're the lowest, right? But for the quality that you are providing, do a little comparison to the market. And if you're higher, if you're the most expensive in the market, then you're the most expensive in the market, as long as a product or service that you're rendering, qualifies for the price that you're charging. So take a look at your pricing, and now is the time to change. Like I said earlier in the slides, you saw that 28% of people are expecting to pay more this year, or not. Actually, it was higher than that. It was, let's see, 68% of people are expecting to pay more, right? Inflation's going on. I'm sure everyone's been to a store, or if you have suppliers, they've already raised the price on you, right? Everything's going up. Right now in the year 2022, before the next year starts, is the best time to increase your price, because we know things are getting expensive right now. If you do it 6 months from now in 2023 and things are cooling back down, you might get a little pushback then. So do it now. All right, so how do you answer questions, right? If you have a product or service and that maybe is a little bit difficult to explain, or maybe there's instructions to use, or how you purchase the service, how do you answer questions without having to be on the phone or texting people all day? If you're on your website, do you have an FAQ page? Do you have an FAQ page on your Facebook? Or is there, if you're using social media and you're on Instagram, are there ways that you're answering questions that your clients are asking you? Okay, these are things to think about. And are you easy accessible? I guess that goes in contact with, can you be contacted, right? How easy is it to get a hold of you or someone that's selling your product or service? Okay, so these are things to think about before the sale. During the sale, now let's say you have the customer either on your website or in your store. How are your customers being greeted and treated? right? Do people just come in and not even hello? Or do people come through your door and every single one of your employees greets the new client that just came in, right? It's a holiday time. Sometimes we forget to be cheerful, I guess. But talk to your employees or whoever's working in your store. If it's just you, talk to yourself and say, I got to be really nice to these customers, smile on the face. And it's all about the feeling, the experience that our people feel when they come visit your store. If you're online, have you changed things on your website to give it that more of a holiday feel, a really warm, welcoming, thank you very much for coming in and visiting our page kind of feeling? So take a look at it. Are you educating? Okay. Maybe there's some products or services that are really simple that don't require a lot of education on how to use or what it's for. But there's probably some products or services, or maybe you have a lot of them, right? So, or are you just selling whatever you have there, or are you talking to your client and educating them on the products or services, why something's better than something else? Are you taking the time to talk to them during this experience that they're getting? I spent half an hour yesterday at Best Buy looking for a laptop, and I'd never talked with one of the associates. And finally I talked to one, and very knowledgeable and gave me a ton of information. And I felt like he cared that I was there purchasing, the laptop, like it was his store, which was great, right? I really love that feeling. So educate your clients, get to know them on what their problems are, why they're there buying whatever it is that they're buying from you. Okay. And then are you offering recommendations, or are you just letting them pick whatever they feel is best, but maybe you knew that, hey, this one's a better product for you. Okay. So get personal with these people, right? Check your facilities. How are your facilities and how is your website? Is it clean, organized, orderly? Is everything priced right and in the right location? If you have a website, do all the buttons work? Are all the pictures loading? Is everything spelled correctly? Right? Take a look and go through a sale from a customer's point of view. Okay, you're all done with the sale, and here goes the post sale, right? Just because you've made a sale doesn't mean it's over. They go home with the product or service. No. There's going to be issues. If you have a product or service, maybe there's returns, or maybe there's issues with the product that you sold, and that's fine. Sometimes that happens, but how are you going to handle it? Have you educated your staff on how to handle returns, or have you educated them and taught them on how to maybe negotiate and re-steer and return a product that's returning and maybe get them into the right product? Maybe we didn't educate them properly and the product that we sold them wasn't the right fit for them. So let's turn that around, right? So how do you handle products and service issues? Keep that in mind. Do you need to follow up? Is there a service or a product that is maybe a little bit more complex, and you want to make sure that your client and service really enjoy the item or whoever they bought it for, that it's working properly? If this might not fall into everyone's category, right? But if it falls under yours and you feel like it would be useful for your business, follow up with them, give them a call, send them an email and say, hey, I just wanted to see how everything's working out. Great. Perfect opportunity to offer them a discount for a resale. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second. I just thought about it right now. After that's done, again, right here, actually, referrals and additional coupons. Okay. So if you're having difficulty with sales right now, okay, and you have clients, you guys have a book of customers that you can kind of network to and pull other sales out of, because these people know other people, right? But a lot of times we fail in preparing ourselves to act after the product's been sold, so we can get another sale later on. If you're a salon or a barber or something that has repetitive appointments, what are you doing after your appointment's been completed to make sure that they rebook automatically for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, right? These are things that are going to build your book of business, and you can pull a lot more funds from the same customers that you have without having to go and spend additional advertising dollars. Okay, so do you have a follow-up or an additional coupon or a return trip type coupon in place? No, think about putting something like that in place. Post product education. If you have maybe YouTube videos on how to use a product or service, or if you got to go to the client's house for some reason, if that's what you do with your product or service, any other additional education that can be beneficial to your clients. All right, so all this involved I like to think of it as a customer experience, right? It happens before they even see your face on the field of your business, during the sale when they're interacting with you, and then post sale, how you took care of them after they left your store, your website. Okay. All right. So we're going to prep. You've done all this work to find your customer. Now is your business ready to accept new sales? All right. So I'm sure as soon as we're done with this webinar, everyone's going to go and going to start writing their plans and then picking their best customer and getting all ready. But once we have that all set, is your physical business actually ready to take on new sales? And if it's not, right now is the time to order and to get yourself prepared for this rush that's coming. All right. So don't get caught with orders and no products to provide. So now is the time to make sure that your business is in order. 40% of holiday shoppers start shopping at the end of October. Okay. So 40% of people that are going to be shopping during this holiday season already started shopping a month and a half ago. Okay. Or actually almost a month ago. And so that's something to think about, right? People are already in the buying mood. They're already in place. It's not just like the last week of December, right, where people are in a rush. No, people are out there buying now. So here are some areas that you can check on and make sure that you're ready to go right now and don't wait till the last minute to get it ready. Working capital. Okay. Why is working capital an important area, right? You know, when we have products on our shelves, or if we have services that we're selling that we're going to render later on, okay, we need money to provide the employees that are going to provide those services, or we need money to buy the products that we're going to stock our shelves with so we can sell to make more money, right? So what do we need? We need some working capital. If you already have that through your funds or, you know, through loans, that's something to make sure you have now ahead of time so you can get your product purchase or your employee salaries already in order. All right, review any tech you're using. So go through your CRM system, your customer relationship manager system. This is a system, if you have it, you know what it is. It's where you're going to save your customers, your contact information, your appointments, all of your sales. Is it all up and running? Are your employees taking the right information, you know, at the point of sale when they're at the register? Take a look at your website, check all your links. Buy products from your own store to make sure that the products go through and get shipped properly and everything is just seamless, right? Don't let your system crash in 3 weeks and then you get stuck without a website or something. You know, check all that stuff right now. Check on your stock and your inventory. If you are low on stock, right, and let's say for right now you don't have funds to buy it because you're working on getting some working capital, check with your manufacturers to see what is in stock and what the ship dates are. Get all that information ahead of time. And if you know that product's going to take 1 day to ship or 1 week to ship, at least now you can make educated decisions on what to do that's best for your business. Okay, so you get all that information for your stock and inventory ahead of time. Okay, so consider online sales. If you haven't sold online yet and you have a product or a service that you want to sell online, you have a website, you know, it's a strong push, right? If you don't have it, to get that in place. There are other webinars, if you guys don't have a website, that we've done that show you how to build your own website in 2 hours. So if someone's interested, we can send those links out too. So consider online sales. Again, earlier in the program, it was 28%, 24% of sales are going to be done online, right? Whether it's a physical product or maybe even gift cards, or they book a service online. And that's the way the world is going now, right? It's been going that way for a long time, but even faster now. And other resources that you need to operate, whether it's employment, whether it's, you know, just office stuff that you need to work, right? Think about what your daily is, and if you have enough to get you through to the end of December. Okay, so tips to increase sales, right? This is what we want to see the most. So this is ideas to add to your sales process. So how can we increase sales without having to increase just a bunch of advertising and spending a lot of ad dollars? There's tons of ways for you to get repeat customers and new customers with minimal ad dollars. Okay. And again, most of us are independent business owners, and so we need this, right? We got to start this way. I start all my clients off this way. And then when they have some money rolling in, now we're looking at advertising. But if you can master doing something like this, then you can keep your business going with minimal ad spend. Okay, so when you started your business, did you ever collect any kind of data? And by data, I mean a name, phone number, an email. If you're selling online, you most likely did, right? If you have a store and you have your register, right? I haven't seen any of old cash registers with just cash anymore. They're always just a touch screen, a Clove, Square. Everyone has some kind of POS register system. And most of those systems offer you a way for you to capture a phone number or an email from your customer. And if you're not doing that, you're giving money away. If you're not doing that and you're spending money on advertising, you're giving money away 2 times. Okay, so start collecting some data. And maybe there's a fear of getting personal and asking people for this, but how many times have you gone to Best Buy, Walmart, Target, anywhere, and there you go, phone number, right? And they're waiting for your phone number and you give it to them, without even thinking about it, or what's your email? And right. So you guys can do that as well and start building up your book of clients. Okay. Just because they come in and they leave doesn't mean you don't want to ever see them again. You want to reach out to those same people. And maybe you have a large ticket item that people will only most likely buy once or twice in their life anyways. But what do they have? They have referrals. They know a ton of other people. So maybe they won't buy from you again, but you can use them because now they purchase from you and trust you to expand your network to sell to other people, right? So let's say you have been collecting phone numbers and emails, right? And you have it saved in your CRM system, or you have it saved somewhere, depending on what kind of system you're using, because there's tons of them. There's 2 ways you can reach out digitally with saving a lot of time, and it's getting cheaper every day to do it, right? One of the ways is text message marketing, and the other way is email marketing. So I have 2 examples, and I use both of these. I'm not affiliated with them, but I use both of these in my business as a way of reaching out to my existing clients. Okay, so Call Multiplier is a program where you can load your book of, let's say it's an Excel sheet of your clients with their name and their phone number. And for a monthly fee, you can send out an unlimited amount of text to your same book of clients with whatever specials you want. Okay. For example, my wife, she has a grooming business. And so we use this to send it out so we can remind people about to book appointments, to bring their pets in to get groomed. Okay. And we send out, 1 week, we send out 1 text message a week. The following week, we send out 2 text messages. And then there are not always discounts. Sometimes it's just information or links to information. And then sometimes there's discounts, but we stay on top of mind for our clients. We always have our cell phones in our hands, so they're going to read the text. And people book. Anytime we send it out, we get anywhere from 5 to 20 bookings, depending on what the special is and the time of year. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna let you know just so everybody knows, because how much does it cost? I have a book of 500 clients that I use this on, and I pay $90 a month to send unlimited text to them. Okay. And then the second one, and I'll show you guys these here on my screen in a second. The second one is MailChimp. This one is if you collect email addresses. If you go to MailChimp.com, you can actually create an account, and your first, I believe it's 2,000 emails are free, right? So if you go on there, they give you templates to create an email marketing. You create your free account, you load in the emails that you've already collected, and off you go. You send them, either specials or what you have going on in your business, or anything that you want to let them know. Right now, there's other classes later on how to best send these kind of messages, what to say, but start to learn them and know that it's out there, and in addition to or instead of just advertising, right? Referral-based discounts. So you have your clients, and like I said, they've done business with you once, and those people talk, and they want to tell other people, friends and family, about what they got from you, right? So, hey, Mr. Customer, if you refer us, you get $10 off on your next visit. Your friend or family gets $10 off on your next visit. What am I doing? So for $20, I'm going to have 2 people come in, right? Most likely, right? Let's say they do come in. And let's say my service is $100, right? So that cost me 10% to bring them in. But we're not doing this every time. We're doing this just a few times to get them to come in so you can come into your store regularly, right? So they get to know you. And after a while, people will refer you and bring in new clients, but other people just keep on coming without referring. But now you have them with a continuous purchase, from your place of business. Offer free shipping. Sometimes shipping costs, right? Depending on products, obviously they can get heavy. Shipping costs can get expensive. So that way we adjust the rate properly. But free shipping is a conceived value, right? Everywhere you see free shipping now. And if you charge for shipping, you're going against the grain. So they feel like it costs more. And obviously it does cost more because they're paying more for the shipping, but figure out a way on how you can work out to get free shipping if you're offering online sales as opposed to paying for the shipping. Complementary partnerships. This one's a really good one, right? If you have a low advertising budget, or if you just have a business that's offering a certain product. Let's say you're a coffee manufacturer, right? And you're going to go out there and you're going to partner with all these coffee shops that are local in your area. What does this do? You say, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, if I do this for your clients, could you give my clients a discount for something too? So it's complimentary. Their book of clients gets a discount, and they feel all warm and fuzzy and they feel great because they're getting something and they're purchasing from you, and vice versa. So you're kind of sharing customers, right? So find a reputable company that you want to partner up with and see if you guys can just promote each other, right? And now if they have 500 people on their books and you have 500 people on your books, and every time like, hey, thank you very much for buying this mug, go down the street and you get a free cup of coffee, from these people, right? They give away a free cup of coffee, but what do? Now they're also buying food and they're buying a mug from there too. And so these are other ways that you can develop more traffic, more business without having to spend, more ad dollars. And Facebook groups. So Facebook groups are free to join. And these might not be for everyone, depending on your product or service. If you're like something that makes things at home and you sell them on Etsy, Facebook groups are really great because they're private. So you can post anything with sales involved on those groups, unless it's not allowed. But there's buy sell pages for Chicago here. And these groups have thousands to hundreds of thousands of people in the group. And you post your ad for free once a day. And you can post up to 20 groups in one sitting. So let's say, for example, you go on Facebook, you search the groups that pertain to your topic, to your industry, and you have 20 of them. And one group has 5,000 people, then 10,000 people, 100,000 people. You could potentially, I've sent out a message to 20 groups and it was a total of like 500,000 people that I don't know if they saw the ad, but a percentage of them did, because I did get traction from it and it was free, right? So these are all free ways that you can activate right now to see what works. I also like to use them to test. Before I'm spending money on advertising dollars, I'm seeing what people interact with, okay? So, let me see. Okay. So when you're collecting your data, all right, name, phone, and email, you have an influx of new clients. And if you're not collecting some form of, data, you're giving away ad dollars. The world of marketing and advertising is quickly shifting to relationship marketing. Okay, so first, if you guys have looked at advertising throughout the years, at first it was outbound marketing, right? These are TV ads, radio ads, billboards, newspapers. These are things that are advertising outbound, right? And then after that, it was inbound marketing. And what's inbound marketing, right? It's things that are spent specifically to your email address and they click on it. Now it's coming in, right? There's a lot of funnels. Everything went online and people are clicking and they're putting in their names and their email addresses. And now this information is coming in, right? So that's inbound marketing. Now we're shifting over to what's called relationship marketing, right? So when you're walking down the street or when you're driving, right, we don't look up anymore. We're not really looking at the billboards and everything that's around us. Now everything's going digital. That's in the screen, that's in our hand, right? So now we're facing down more. So what do we have to do is we have to get in contact and we have to kind of align with our new client that's always looking at their phone. And so we have to be on there somehow, and we have to develop a relationship with them through the phone because it's one-on-one now, right? On your device instead of the old outbound way where everything was kind of thrown at you, right? You're only looking on your phone as a consumer at things that you want to see. If you don't want to see it, you have control over your phone. You're not going to look at it. So now we got to start thinking about shifting our mind on how we can start relationship marketing. How can we build these relationships with our clients? And one way is to do it this way, right? Is to reach out to the same book of clients and build a relationship with them. And these are the ones that are going to keep you afloat and add new sales dollars to you because they're also going to tell their friends and family. Okay. So once you have this information, where can you save it? Like I said, so you have your point of sale, some examples, Clover, Square, or the point of sale systems that your bank provides. Okay, so your CRM, I've already discussed that. Your customer relationship manager, a free one that anyone can use is right there is HubSpot. You go to HubSpot.com and you create your free account, and it's a piece of software where you can put in all kinds of information, addresses, pictures, information about the sale itself, and you can use that to also send out emails and market other ways. If you don't want to spend any money right now and you just want to take down some information, open up an Excel sheet. If you don't have Excel, go to Google Docs and use the Google Docs version of Excel. And you can just put in your first, last name, and phone number. And every time a new customer comes in, can I get your phone number? Boom. And then bam, once you have a nice book of 100 people, 50 people, then you can start with the text messaging, right? So that's a free way to do it, to build up until you have your book if you don't have one right now. And all those fails, you don't have any of that, just write it down in a notebook, because at some point you can convert it, from your notebook into a digital format, so you can start reaching out to them. Okay, so your previous customers already have a connection to your product or service. Have you reached out since? Okay, so again, we already talked about mass text message marketing, call multiplier.com, mass email, MailChimp.com, CRM, HubSpot. Okay. And so referral-based discounts, right? So these customers, again, have already done business with you, and here are some ideas that you can get another sale, right? In the future, in the near future from them. You can do buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one half off. And these, I like to use the BOGOs in email marketing, right? Because you can put in more detail, more pictures of the products or services that you're offering. I like these for emails. If you're doing $5, $10, or $20 off per person that's referred, what we do in our shop here is, for every client that our client refers, we give them $10 up to 5 people per month. So they can get up to $50 off of their service, right? The people that come in that they referred also gets that same discount, $10 off their first time. If you're offering gift cards this year, right? I don't know about the other processing systems. We use Square. I know on Square.com, if you have an account with them, you can create a digital gift card that they give you a link to. You can put it on your social media. You can put it on your website. What we like to do is, or an idea for, if you're trying to sell a package or something that can be a gift, is if they give you, for example, you get $10 in bonus bucks for every $100 gift card that's purchased, right? A lot of restaurants do this. If you buy, a $50 gift card, they give you an extra $5 and money towards, the purchase. So what does this do? This brings income in right now, and that could potentially, you have to render their service later. And then you just give them an extra money. So it's more cash flow. Okay. And then a return customer discount. On average, it takes about 3 returns for a customer's loyalty to increase, right? Three return visits. So that would be the goal. Complementary partnerships. So, and I'm gonna go through this one again. So let's say you own a coffee shop, and what if let's say you sell coffee mugs, and what if you partner with your local coffee shop? So developing these partnerships provide you access to new books with minimal investment. Okay. If someone has any doubts or would like to know what are some good ideas, we can talk about those in the Q&A for developing complementary partnerships. And then the Facebook groups. Okay, so now let's recap really quick, because here's what we're going to do after we're done. Okay, so we've gone through the marketing cycle, we developed our sales goals, ticket averages, and how to get our hourly shop rate. All right, you redeveloped your holiday client. Okay, so you have your regular client and what's extra, what's different during the holiday time. You're going to take a look at your store, you're going to take a look at your website, and you're going to go through your customer experience, right? Ask the questions, have one of your employees be a fake customer, and then go through it and get some feedback. Because again, right now during this time, you're going to get a lot more eyes at your place of business on your website. So just because it's holiday right now, when January comes, you still need sales in January. So let's keep that flow going. All right. Right now is just a good influx of that. We went through the tips to increase sales, and now we're going to discuss what to do after the holidays. All right, so the holidays are done. And here comes 2023. We got to start all over again, right? It's not like business is over, right? We got to move over to the next month. You made it past the holiday. The new year has started. It's time to keep the momentum going. So what have you guys been doing? You've been doing a really good job at collecting emails, collecting text messages, or collecting phone numbers, so you can start to reach out to those customers, right? What happens when people get gifts from other locations, right? Sometimes they return them and they want to go buy something else. So there's even more purchasing that's going on even after the holidays. So reach out to them, right? So you're gonna develop a plan on how you're going to bring back existing customers so you don't have to spend ad dollars getting new customers. Okay. We're gonna collect reviews. If you are not on using any kind of review system right now, whether it's Yelp, whether it's you haven't put your business on Google Business, whether it's reviews on Facebook, if you have services that are offered on there, collect reviews. Reviews are gold. Every time, if you have one of these point of sale systems, usually they have a button where it'll automatically text them your link to your Google so they can review you on Google, for example. But if you don't have anything like that set up, at minimum, you can go to google.com/my business, and you can create your account there, and people can start rating you. And then when people go on their phone to look up for your product or service near me, they're going to find you with 1,000 5 stars, right? That's the goal. And they're going to trust you more and do business with you more over the next person that has 10 4 stars, right? So be the person that's top to rank. And again, that's free, right? So think about returns right now and how you can turn them into new sales. Things are going to happen. And maybe it wasn't that they didn't like the product or service, but it just wasn't right for them. So what are you going to do? What verbiage are you going to use and prepare to speak to these potential customers that are going to come back and bring products or services back to you? How are you going to handle that? What is the policy? How long do they have to return if they are going to return? And are your employees ready to maybe turn that into a new sale as opposed to just returning dollars? Review your target audience. So you're going to have an influx of new people come in, and take a look at what kind of demographics are these people that are these new people that are coming in. Are they in line to who you thought your customer was? Or is there a new demographic out there of new customers that you see, hey, I've never seen these people in here buying my products or services before. Maybe it's changing. Maybe the needs are different. Maybe the world's different, right? So you're always looking at your target audience to make sure that you're reaching out and providing products and services to the right audience that you're looking for. Develop and adjust products, services, and operations. So what does that mean? It goes right, once the holidays are done, we're going right back into that marketing plan. You're going to collect all your data. You're going to take a look at what just happened this season. And in the springtime, we're going to work on making it better. We're going to adjust, right? We're going to change how our store looks, or just like micro adjustments to make it better, right? To make an improvement on. So this is what we're doing after the holidays are done. All right, so we've done all that. You're prepared for the 2022 holiday rush. Now let's take some questions. So during these questions, I like to take any issues that people are currently having within their business that has to do with this topic and see if there was something that we can address right now to see if we can help somebody. And so you can ask in the chats. So everybody's good. Everybody's good on their, no one has a question on their marketing style, or maybe some ideas on their services and how to sell them, on their products and how to position them. Does anyone have any questions on text messaging? Let's see. How do we send text messages to clients that are not our clients? Okay, well, where are you getting the phone number from? I guess that's I would need a little bit more information on that one. The question was, how do we send text messages to clients that are not our clients? So I guess they don't have to be your clients, right? They just have to have given you their information at some point. So you have to gather either you're gathering the phone numbers on your website or in your place of business, or you're buying a list of phone numbers, right? If that's the question, let's say you purchased a list from a marketing company and they pre-vetted your clients for you, right? And you know that the list is made up of this certain age of these people and this demographics, right? Then it would be the same thing. The only thing is what you would say to them would be a little bit different, right? How are you approaching them, right? Because now, if they don't know your business, I guess it's a little bit difficult to answer that question, because I would have to know where you're getting the client's information from for me to better answer. So I don't know if you want to follow up with that question. Does anyone else have anything? Okay. Okay, so Aaron O'Brien asked, would you recommend a combination of text and email to clients? Yes, we use both, right? Because sometimes we get a text from a customer or from a business that we've signed up for, right? And we like the company, so we keep the text and we read them. But then after a while, we start ignoring them, right? Or we stop texting them for a little while and then we go to email. They're both used for very different things. A text message is something brief, 1 or 2 sentences, and then a link, usually an instant, some kind of discount, right? An email can be used as just a way to stay on top of your client's mind, right? It can be, it doesn't always have to be a discount when you're sending an email marketing, right? It can be information about your product or your service. It can be education, has nothing to do with your product or service, but you're educating them on what your product or service could do or how it could solve problems, right? So you use both of them for different ways. You can advertise on both, or you can educate on both. But yes, I do use both. Let's see. Name of the text app. It is called callmultiplier.com. Is there a platform that automates text messaging? Okay. So I'll go here and I'll show you. Okay, so callmultiplier.com. This is it. And again, I just use them, right? They don't pay me to say any of this stuff. I found this, the reason I was looking for it is because text messaging companies, when you're doing automated stuff, it can get expensive. Sometimes they charge you per person that you're texting, or they give you, let's say it's $100 and they give you 1,000 texts. But once you run out of 1,000 texts, you're done. What I like about Call Multiplier is I pay a monthly fee, $90. And for that $90, I can have a group of 500 people that I reach out to. An unlimited, I can send them 1 text a day. All right, so let's say if I send them 1 text a day for 10 days, and I have 500 people in my group, that's 5,000 text messages. If I'm doing it in 30 days, that's 15,000 text messages. For other companies that I've seen, it can get really expensive, 15,000 text messages. But with this company, for $90, I can text 500 people all the time. And they have it to where you can write the text that you're going to send out. And if you want to send it out at a later date and a later time, and you just do all your whole month, all that one, like in one sitting, and you're done with it. And then that's that. So this is the site called Multiplier. You just activate your account and then you put in your, however you have your clients saved with their information. So that's this one. And the other one I was telling you guys about for email, MailChimp. This is MailChimp. So this one's for email. Okay, and again, the first tier is free. Right here, free. You can send out 2,500 texts a month for free. You can try it out and see how you like it and see if it works for you. And then as you're getting more customers, or if you have more emails that you have to send out, then you just go to the next package. But you can give it a try for free. And this one's MailChimp.com. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm trying to read. Okay, so the next question is, I am a network marketing company. They generate my website. Any suggestions on how I can get creative and come up with my own offer specials, a separate blog they go to first with the link to my website? Thanks. Okay. So if you're trying to, let's say, so she's in a network marketing company, and this company's already made a website for her, right? They probably have the control over it with the products and the services, but she's trying to separate herself from the rest of her competition. So it would, and it would really depend on, let's see, if it's a network marketing and you're offering your own offers or specials, of course you can offer your own offers or specials. It would just depend on how much you're willing to go down, right? Or what kind of offers you're doing or what the goal is. So when you guys are starting to create your plan, start with the end. What is the goal? Is the goal to collect more information, like more names and email addresses and phone numbers? Is the goal to increase sales, have $1,000 per ticket sale? Or is the goal to just have more traffic, right? To get your brand, to get brand awareness. So it's difficult to give you an answer to that. We got to know what the end is, right? What you're trying to reach. And then you adjust your strategy in that way, right? So if, for example, if you wanted people to just know about you and your business and just to get brand awareness, if you did a blog or a vlog with a video, that would be providing education, right? Let's say if you're a new company and people don't know what your product or service is and what it does and how it can benefit them, then a blog or a vlog on YouTube would be beneficial, because now you can sit there and explain your product and explain your service. And what are these people doing? Maybe they're giving you their email to get access to this information that you're providing them. Now you've captured an email. And yes, at the end of that, you can send them a link with a special discount or a special program. Thank you very much for reading what I just wrote. And here's a coupon or something like that, right? So that's an idea for that one. Okay, so someone asked, can you please share a bit about SCORE and its services, and will you be doing any info points or others? Okay, so really quick on SCORE. This is a partnership with the BACP. SCORE is a nonprofit organization that we're under the SBA, and we're just made up of a bunch of people like me, other business owners and executives that donate or that volunteer their time to speak with other business owners or people that want to start a business to help them plan and execute their business. And then we can connect you guys with other people that are in our group as well. So if you guys would like your own, and it's all free, the mentorship is free. You can do it virtually. Some mentors meet online. And in Chicago, there's over 100 of us. So from all different kinds of backgrounds. My background is in restaurants, construction, and in the design industry. So that would be, if you guys are in Chicago, you can just go to score.org. or Chicago. Chicago Sport Hour. If you're looking for something local, right? Okay, and so yeah, and then I take appointments. You guys go through there. You can request me directly, and then you guys will get assigned to me, and then we can work 1 hour at a time, work through your plan. If you guys have questions, for sure. All right. So next question, Diana Bacon. How might this best apply to promoting online businesses training with the group coaching to new prospects via Facebook? LinkedIn provided discounts during 1 week. Okay, so how might this best apply for online business training with group coaching? Okay, so from my understanding, Diana, she is a coach, right? And what business in particular, I'm not sure, but maybe she has a program that she's trying to sell online, right? And Diana, if you've already developed this, if it's a digital class or if it's a live class that you are giving, right? What you want to do is you need eyes. You need eyes on you when you're actually going to present. So the paid way, yes, you can advertise on LinkedIn if that's where your demographic is, if that's where your target market sits, if they live in LinkedIn, then that's where you're going to do most of your work. The best thing about online courses, or if you're doing on coaching and stuff, if you already have some kind of material already saved and gathered, then all you're going to do is, let's say your content is 10 hours of video, then what you're going to do is you're going to create other videos that are short, 1 to 5 minute long, that talk about the content that you created. You're going to give them some content, for free, to create some excitement and some curiosity. And at the end of that video, you're going to direct them to at least come and check out your page where it sells what it is that you're selling for your group coaching to new prospects. If you're using Facebook and you go and you join a group and you're selling on there, and it's a coaching group, most likely whoever created that group is getting most of that business, right? So if that's something that interests you, right, and you're on Facebook, I would suggest maybe you create your own group, and you're providing knowledge and education to your prospects, and you're allowing other people to come in, but now you're navigating and you're directing how the conversation's going, right? And it's your group that you have access to. Okay, so hopefully, I hope that helped. Name the company for the text. It's callmultiplier.com. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going back to the question from earlier. How do we send out text messages to clients that are not our clients? And then they followed up. I usually receive random text messages from business advertising through text message. For example, they may ask if I'm interested in employment or promoting their product. How are they doing this? How do you know when the discount you are offering your clients are too low or too high? For example, offering 20% off of $50 referrals. Is there a such thing as giving away too much or too little for a new client? Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Those people that when you're receiving those random texts, you gave your phone number at some point to somebody. And if that company that texts you isn't a known company, then that means that your information was purchased from whoever you originally gave your phone number to. So that's how they're getting a hold of you. And it's all legal, right? Because these companies have to, follow certain formats and all that. So you gave someone permission at one point, and maybe your information was sold, and that's why you're getting random texts from other companies that you don't know. So would I do this? Think about yourself. Do you like getting texts from a company you've never done business with? And you'd be like, oh, that's weird. I wouldn't do it. So I wouldn't buy a list. I would just start to work towards creating my own list. That's what I would do. Okay. And so the second part of the question was, how do you know if the discount that you're offering for new clients is too high or too low? So this is on a case-by-case business, instance. It depends on, let's start with your hourly rate. Okay. Let's start with your hourly rate and how much you need to make an hour. And if you're a new business, right, you're trying to get some traction, but at the same time, you don't want to go out of business before you're in business. So how can you avoid this? It's all with proper planning. One of the things that we teach a lot with SCORE when businesses are starting up is to have a proper business plan in place. Okay. So what is a business plan going to do for you if you haven't done this? It's going to break this question down for you. You're going to tell yourself how much it costs you personally to either get the product wholesale that you're going to resell, or how much it's going to cost you in labor to be able to provide a product or a service to another customer. And so now you have your costs. And so let's say out of $100, let's say in the restaurant world, you break it down by the 30-30-30-10 rule. 30% labor, 30% operation costs, and 30% food costs with a 10% net margin of profit, right? That's how most restaurants work. If you can beat those 30% every month, then your business, the restaurant itself, is making more money, right? So now you know that you have a wiggle room. Here, it's not whether the discount is too much or too little, it's what's the overall plan. And again, it takes 3 times for someone to repeat from you, for them to become like a loyal customer to you. So when you're giving away this percent or this 20% off or this $50 off for referrals, what happens when these customers come back? Have you planned that, right? You gave the customer 20% off the first time. Okay, bam, they come back the second time. That shouldn't be it, right? You should have a plan of what you're going to do or tell them or say at that second meeting so they can come and purchase a third time, right? So it's not just about a one and done discount. No, it's a whole strategy. So, and then from that whole strategy, let's say for $100 purchase, each time it costs you $10, let's say, for a new client. So 3 visits, $100 each visit, and you gave away $10 each time. So it costs you $30 to acquire a new loyal customer, okay? But you planned it out in such where it's a repeat. And so now that $30 is actually an investment, because now you don't have to give away the $10 anymore. Now they're going to come, right? Now, let's say you give away $30 on the first visit, one time out of the $100, right? Still the same $30, but what did you not do? You didn't create repetition. You didn't create loyalty. You didn't create an opportunity for the customer to come back again, right? So let's not think about what's too high or too low. First, let's think about our hourly rate, what we can afford, and what the overall plan is, right? So every time you're giving away money, you're not giving it away because you're paying for it. So it should be put into a good strategy. It should be putting into a good plan. If this is something you guys want to discuss further, again, I sent you guys a link so you can request a mentor and be more than happy to answer that for you. So let me see. Okay, so the other question was from Nathan. Creative ways to gain information from buyers when you are not the one directly selling to them. More specifically, I own a liquor brand and do not sell directly to consumers, but would love to be able to send them mass email and text apps. Having trouble in collecting this information. Okay, so Nathan, what you're having difficulty is if you're a brand, right? So you're most likely just a wholesaler and you are selling to liquor stores or other people around you, right? Other places that are purchasing your product to resell it. Now, it's not the store's responsibility, right, to grow your brand. It's your responsibility to grow your brand. So if you are developing, Nathan, I'm not sure if you have ties or if you have contracts with the wholesalers, but you can also ask them. You can put that in contracts to gather information. Or when it comes to this, sometimes what's going to cost you is the product that you're going to give away for free. And this is what I mean. Let's say if you're selling wholesale and you have your own space for your liquor brand, you can run contests or competitions, right? In social media, you can have ways that people can scan a QR code, maybe on your bottle or somewhere that you can be displayed. And if they enter, boom, a sweepstakes of some sorts, right? Whether it's a free bottle of this or it could be a cash prize. But people have to put in, right? They have to put in their phone number or they have to put in their email. So for you to collect it. So that would be a creative way have some kind of competition. And in order for them to enter, they have to put in a little bit of their personal information for you to be able to reach out to them. That would be one way. And then another way when it comes to the alcohol world is there's a lot of face-to-face interaction, right? People put up stands or they go to events. And this is what I see. This is just what I see from liquor brands. I don't have too much experience when it has to do with this topic, but this is just what I see. And so this is the information that I can give you. Creative way that's not too expensive. Do some kind of competition, put it all over your social. The easiest way is a QR code. Everyone knows how to use them. And you're going to start collecting emails and texts. I don't know how your website looks. If your website doesn't have a pop-up for something free or a discount or a coupon or something in exchange for a phone number or email, that's missed opportunities, right? Nathan, reach out to us and we can talk more. Sorry, guys, it's not too much. We can't go super in depth, but we don't have a limited amount of time. All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, so all right. Alrighty, guys, if there's nothing else, again, I'll put this one up here again so you guys can see the okay, chicago.score.org, and that's my email address. If you guys have more questions, we can set something up there as well. Alrighty, and that concludes me for today.
Thank you, Fernando, for today's presentation. If you are a part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program, you can get credit for joining this webinar by sending an email to bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. Again, that email address is bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. Rosalind, do you have any final words? All right, again, to find out more about our upcoming webinars, please visit us at chicago.gov/business education. Again, visit us at chicago.gov/business education to learn about our upcoming webinars. Thank you again, Fernando.
Alrighty, you're very welcome. Everybody have a good holiday. Go sell some stuff.